For a senior, the last home game of a regular season is always a bittersweet occasion. A final time to go play in front of your parents, your friends, your classmates, and the community, but also the last time you get to do so under the lights. Tonight, senior night in Oakdale, as the Tartan Titans celebrate the class of 2022 with a home contest against the Spring Lake Park Panthers. With Jordan Gustafson, I'm Alex Westhead, and Jordan, on paper, the Tartan Titans come off of a controversial ending to their game a week ago against the Simley Spartans, where perhaps they felt as though they could have had a little bit more time left, but at the end of the day, offense has to be better for Tartan coming into play this week.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can't just rely on defense. Yes, the old saying does say defense wins the game. However, you got to have some offense too.
If you've been in the Twin Cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul, you know the weather situation. We'll get to that in a minute. But team profiles for the Tartan Titans, they allow almost 30 points per game, and they have a couple of difficult section opponents that certainly contribute towards that. But the offense, 15 points per game, down almost 20 points from their last full season 2 years ago. Tartan will kick off and will be receiving the ball, and we are underway under the lights here in Oakdale. Number 24 on the return, Caleb Chacon. Chacon up the middle into the 40-yard line. Great starting field positioning for the Tartan Titans, and we'll start there 1st and 10 from their own 40-yard line.
Yeah, you know what? He didn't want to go down there. It definitely took a few defenders to bring him down finally.
For the Tartan Titans, as we take a look at their senior quarterback, Ethan Kamer, 12-23, 389, one touchdown, had 2 interceptions a week ago at the Simley Spartans. He's got to have a big game tonight, and he has to be mistake-free tonight as well.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to make solid reads and be able to find that open person. But again, the O-line has to give him the chance to do that.
1st and 10 from the 40, Kamer. The shotgun handoff is into the backfield, and getting back there for the tackle for loss. First to it, number 2, Aaron Clausen, the backup quarterback for Spring Lake Park, tackling the ball carrier. Loss of 3 on the play. It'll be second down, and 13 to go.
Yeah, you know, it kind of looked like they snuffed that play out before it even took off.
Hello to the 41 of you currently watching on YouTube.com. Feel free to subscribe, add a like to the video, and let us know where you're watching from in the chat. To start an offense, Jordan scored just 7 points in the first quarter through 6 games this season. We'll talk about that a little bit more in just a moment. And off. Fake to Hawkins, now throw out in the flat here. A good chance now on a run by Chacon. Chacon out past the 35. Where did he step out of bounds? He stepped out of bounds in Spring Lake Park territory. And a first down for the Tartan Titans.
That was definitely a good little boot play. You could tell that the defense was caught off guard, and they were able to gain the first down yardage there that they needed.
Gain of 15 on the play. And for number 24, Caleb Chacon, pretty good year recorded online through the Start to be impressive. He just has 4 rushing attempts for 16 yards, but he's been a threat in the receiving. He just doesn't have it in the stat book. So here's 1st and 10 for Tartan from the 48-yard line of the Spring Lake Park Panthers. Handoff to Burns. Burns tries the spin move, but blown up in the backfield. Nice play by Kyrie Shaw defensively for Spring Lake Park. Loss of 2 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 12.
Yeah, so far it just seems like this defense has that run on lockdown.
We mentioned earlier that the Titans have scored just 7 points in the first quarter of this season. In 2020, the exact same games as they have right now, they had scored 73. And over the course of the last full season, they scored 96 first quarter points. So the offense takes a little while to get going. As you see our officials tonight, referee Tim McGowan is mic'd up. We'll make sure to get that in as we go. 2nd down and 12. Kamer under center, has Chacon, and then Hawkins in the backfield. Handoff is to Chacon up the middle to the left-hand side. And immediately by a number of Panthers, was able to get a yard on the play, leading the tackling for Spring Lake Park. Seth Johnson on there. It'll be 3rd down.
You know what? It looks like they're going to have to find another way to get some offense going here. This run game just isn't working yet. And I know it's early, but they're rushing for negative.
So far here early, 9:37 with the clock running. Here in the first quarter, no score between the Spring Lake Park Panthers and the Tartan Titans. First ever meeting between these two schools. The Titans in the senior night black uniforms, Spring Lake Park with white. The numbers in silver on the jerseys, something to keep a watchful eye on as the night progresses. Here's 3rd and 11 from the 49. Kamer out of the shotgun, the pistol rather. As Chacon in the backfield with him. Kamer dropping back to pass, looking to the left-hand side. Pass is in and out of the hands and intercepted. Great reception by Freddie Anthony, and the Panthers take over on the pick.
Just right through his fingertips, it looked like. Couldn't quite haul it in, and the defense was there to get a defensive takeaway.
Well, I think, Jordan, as we look at the play here again, you look at this and it goes just right off the fingertips, a little bit behind the intended receiver, DeMarco Celli. And you say incomplete.
I do. I think that hit. Look, oh, I don't think they're going to play it again.
We'll get another chance here to look at that after the play is completed. But here's first for Spring Lake Park from their own 35-yard line. Talso, the quarterback, handed it off to the right-hand side. Gained a couple there. Looks like it'll be a gain of about 4. As Talso was the one who kept it himself, it'll be 2nd down and 6. So for Spring Lake Park, 4-2 overall in the Suburban Blue Division, currently in 3rd behind Robbinsdale Cooper and Robbinsdale Armstrong. In fact, if you look at those matchups, the biggest spread in a game in which Spring Lake Park has had happened to Robbinsdale Cooper. So here's 2nd down and 6. Loaded backfield again, handoff to the left-hand side, met in the middle. Nice persistent tackle there after a short gain on the tackle of Cole Strolling, one of the seniors for Tartan. Ball spotted to the 43-yard line. That'll be a gain of 4, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and 2. And there's Nate Litke, the senior running back. So far this season, 45 attempts, 441 rushing yards.
That's nothing to mess with. That is a good stat.
So after the gain of 4, it's 3rd down and 2. Pitch to the left-hand side. Here is Lilke across midfield. Litke trying to work his way out of bounds. He's got a 1st down for the Spring Lake Park Panthers, and the chains will move. So both teams now with a 1st down on their opening drive. No points to show yet, but again, still just 7:54 left on the clock.
Yeah, you know, it seems like the offense here, though, is clicking just a little bit more. They're getting some good crucial blocks, and they're able to make advantage of it.
So a gain of 18 on the rush by the senior Nate Litke. 1st and 10 for Spring Lake Park from the Tartan 35-yard line. Again, 2-back formation, handoff to the left-hand side, continuing to work his way forward. New running back, Braden Comer, without a recorded rush as of yet this season. Correction, he has 32 carries for 148 yards. And a nice gain there down to the 30-yard line. Gain of 4, maybe 5. 2nd down and 5 upcoming.
Yeah, you know, that was, again, a powerful run. He just kept pushing through, was able to find his gaps, and made something happen.
Well, 141 games across the Minnesota State High School League landscape this evening. We're glad you've chosen to join us for this one. Here's Talso unleashing a deep ball to the end zone. Caught, touchdown, Spring Lake Park Panthers. What a beautiful throw by the quarterback, Braden Talso, for touchdown number 2 on the year. The reception by Mikey Say, and the Panthers on the scoreboard first.
Yeah, you know, all he had to do was lay that ball right up there, let the receiver do his best to get there, and man, there it was.
Well, for a team in Spring Lake Park that does not pass very much, 66.8 yards per game, that's a beautiful throw.
Yeah, that's all I got. Yes, that was great.
So the extra point here to be attempted by Braden Comer. On the year for Comer, no field goal attempts, but 16 for 19 on point after tries, and this one is good. And the Spring Lake Park Panthers take a 7-0 lead.
Cool. You know, that was a very quick touchdown, and I think that, I mean, it just shows they've been kind of steamrolling their way, and that's why they're 4-2.
Well, the interception from Ethan Kamer that set that up, you thought that it was incomplete. If we get a chance, it'd be great to go back and take a look at that and just see, would that have had a different outcome? By the way, the drive summary for Spring Lake Park: 5 plays, 65 yards, 1 minute, 50 seconds off the clock. And this Panther offense, averaging 25.2 points per game, is off and rolling again.
Yeah, they're on their way to more than 25 points. Let's see how it shakes out.
So Tartan set for their second offensive drive. 5 plays on their first drive, and that interception by Ethan Kamer what stalled it out. But both teams now even with first downs at 1 apiece. And for the Tartan Titans, you said that the little running game up the middle wasn't working. What should they try? What should they go for here?
I mean, there's other runs. If they're you know, they want to stick to the run game, there's plenty of other things they can try, right? I mean, you can pitch it to the outside, you can pitch it to the inside, you could do boots, you could do whatever you want, right? Just gotta mix it up.
Ethan Main to kick off for Spring Lake Park. DeMarco Celli and A.J. Burns back deep to receive. It'll be short. Chacon bobbles it, lost it, fall on it. He'll have it at the 30-yard line, and that could have been disastrous for Tartan, but a good recovery by the junior Caleb Chacon to fall on the football. So Tartan will start 1st and 10 from their own 30. And here's the interception from the last drive. Let's take a quick look and just see Was it intercepted or not? So here's Kamer again, dropping back to pass, looking for the middle. It goes off the fingertips of Chelly, trying to adjust back to it, and slowly, ooh, that's close. That is close.
I'm just saying. I saw it hit.
If there was challenges in the high school football league, you'd consider throwing the flag there?
I think so.
Man in motion is A.J. Burns. Here's 1st and 10. Kamer, and off to Hawkins out of the backfield. Hawkins falls out, and the Panthers have it.
I think he was down.
Jesse Hawkins
They're going to call that a fumble.
with the fumble, and turnovers on consecutive drives for the Tartan Titans give Spring Lake Park a short field and another chance to add to the lead.
Oh, no. No, that was way out. My bad.
Owen Spencer with the forced fumble. Now another short field for the Spring Lake Park Panthers. And the other side of this, Jordan, of course, is that you're not giving your defense time to rest.
No. I mean, they're going to get winded, and they're going to get winded quick if it keeps going like this.
So 1st and 10 from the Tartan 36. Talso dropping back to pass, throws a beautiful pass up to the left side, and it is complete. Touchdown Panthers, Peyton Thompson. All's in the 36-yard pass, and the Panthers go back-to-back on touchdown drives.
That was all the wideout right there. He went up and he got that ball.
Well, great coverage by A.J. Burns on it defensively, but a perfect ball from Talso. You see A.J. Burns get the hands in there, but like you said, that receiver just made a great play.
Absolutely. That was hard fought and pretty.
So extra point here is up, and it is good. So the extra point kicker, Braden Comer, now perfect 2 for 2 on point after tries. And that gives the Spring Lake Park Panthers an early 14-0 lead. And when you look at statistically, too, for Tartan this season, only 47 points given up in the first quarter. So the team holds the opponent close for the early going, but this is not the start that the Tartan defense is used to seeing.
No, absolutely not. I think those early offensive, fumble and interception, it really kind of just I mean, there's nothing else to say other than the fact it didn't rest a D.
So one play drive that went 36 yards, took 10 seconds off the clock, ends in a Braden Talso touchdown completion to Peyton Thompson. And for Thompson on the year for the Spring Lake Park Panthers, touchdown reception number 2. Coming into the game, Braden Talso had just 1 touchdown completion this season. He's now tripled that with 3. Carter Smith on to kick off. Panthers again wearing white, blue pants, gray numbering. Tartan in the back. A.J. Burns and DeMarco Chelly back deep to receive. The kick is high, end over end. This time it'll be fielded here by DeMarco Chelly at his own 12-yard line. Chelly cutting it back to the left side, slips out of 1 tackle, still going back to the left side, looking to escape the Panther persistent pursuit and cannot do so. The ball will be spotted at the 15-yard line. That's where the Tartan Titans will start their next drive. 1st and 10 from their own 15-yard line.
You know, he did everything he could there to try to get something out of it, and there just was nothing there.
So Tartan, 2 drives so far to start play here this evening. An interception and a fumble on the first play. Just 6 plays run from scrimmage, but at the same time, Spring Lake Park, just 6 plays run as well. But for head coach Matt Dideker in his 5th year, teaches social studies here at Tartan High School. McAllister Scott in the class of 2002 and assisted in Stillwater. You certainly, ball possession, ball security has been an issue for the Titans so far.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. It's not the number of plays, it's what you do with those plays that really comes down to mattering. So, I mean, you know, like that was a great play right there.
So the outside edge rush is good, and that'll move the chains here for the Tartan Titans. A nice gain on 1st down as we will look at it out of the backfield. That outside edge, you saw that trips on that left side. You kind of thought that the ball was going to go that way, but a great run to stem the tide by Deshaun Houston. That gives the Titans their 2nd 1st down.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, just like I mentioned, I think they're staying away from running up the middle right now because they are getting squashed there. And they seem to be gathering some yards if they run to the outside, so keep it going.
1st and 10 from the 27. Here's Houston again. Houston cutting it back on the left side. He may have a blocker in Kamer. Houston still trying to work his way out of bounds, and he's got another 1st down. Nice run by Deshaun Houston out near the 39, gain of 12, and another Titan first down.
Yeah, that was a great play. He, those cuts on those legs right there. I don't know how you do that sometimes. Just avoided a couple tackles, made a miss, and it looked pretty.
5:56 and counting. Spring Lake Park 14, Tartan Titans 0 with Jordan Gustafson. I'm Alex Westad here on our Friday night edition of Under the Lights. Two more games, one more game in the regular season. Tartan will be at St. Thomas Academy in Mendota Heights next weekend to conclude their regular season. Kamer makes the handoff to Houston, throws over the middle, passes, intercepted again. What a read! Great jump of the play by Jackson Smith. 3 drives for the Tartan Titans, 3 turnovers taken away by the Spring Lake Park Panthers.
I don't know what to say. I mean, unfortunately, it looked like he just threw that ball behind the receiver a little bit, and that was exactly where the coverage was.
And I think that's the right read to make, too. Because that could have been, if that's a catch, that's to the house.
Yeah, I think if he would have let him just a little bit, it would have been a touchdown Titans.
So now Spring Lake Park gets a chance to possess the football for a 3rd time here with 5:33 remaining in this opening half. 1st and 10 from their own 48. Talso dropping back to pass. Pass is complete here to Peyton Thompson. Thompson picks up a block, cross down to the 40, down to the 37-yard line. And a nice first hitter on the first play of this drive, and the change move for Spring Lake Park.
Yeah, the crazy thing here is how many pass plays there have been and how many complete pass plays there have been.
So a completion there of 15 yards. Again, Talso to Thompson. Thompson had the second touchdown reception of the evening. Here's Talso on the keeper up the middle and tackled after a short gain by Ibrahim Kaita. And a gain to the 33-yard line, so a gain of 4. That'll be a 2nd down upcoming. And if you're the Tartan Titans, a defensive stop here is going to breathe a lot of life back into your offense.
I mean, not only that, Alex, but it's crucial. I think when you give up three plays like that, you gotta get something going, and you gotta do it before the end of the first.
Talso out of the pistol. Litke under center. Here's Talso on the keeper. Hey, there's a big defensive play. Well done, young man. Jaden Hammonds into the backfield for a tackle for loss of 4 on the play. Back to the original line of scrimmage off of the first down, forcing a 3rd down.
Yeah, I mean, he wrapped him, and he would not let go. That was just a great play.
So they'll spot it at a loss of 3. This will be the 2nd 3rd down opportunity for Spring Lake Park so far. They are 1 for 1 on 3rd down here in the early going. 3rd and 9 from the Tartan 36-yard line. Under center goes the quarterback Talso. Talso keeps the ball himself, cuts back to the middle, lost his footing, and a tackle made by number 23, Ibrahim Kaita, back down to the 30 for a gain of 7 on the play, but a Titan hold on 3rd down.
Yeah, I don't know if I think about what I think about that play call, but I mean they've been having a lot of success in the air, and I think on a 3rd and long you should probably throw it. But again, I mean he did get a good chunk of that back, so let's see.
Panther offense will stay on the field here. 4th down and 3. We'll see what they choose to do here. 2 in the backfield. Titans showing blitz. Talso will keep it himself to the right side. Spun around. He's got a 1st down. Talso down to the 25-yard line. The chains will move, and a big 1st down pickup on 4th down for Spring Lake Park.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the Titans need to figure out a way to shut it down right there, but it's just not happening right now.
3:05 and counting here, quarter number 1. Panthers 14, Titans 0. We talked about this game at the place of where we worked, Jordan, earlier today, and we were taken aback by the amount of times that the quarterback had been the lead rushing player for Spring Lake Park. You can kind of see why, as here's a pitch on the little end around. This will be a forward pass to Mikey Say. Say meets a couple of Titan tacklers after a modest gain of 1 yard down to the 24-yard line. 2nd down upcoming. But you can see why. Talso's explosive out of the backfield.
Oh, absolutely. Not only that, but the O-line are creating some holes, and he has room to run it, so why wouldn't you?
2nd and 9 for Spring Lake Park. Offensively, averaging 220.2 yards per game on the ground so far this season. A total of 17 coming into play today. A total of 17 rushing touchdowns. Hand off to the left side and still moving. And you look at that athleticism there by Nate Litke. He's got another gain. He'll be spotted down to the 18-yard line. This will be another third down upcoming, and a third down and 3.
You know, I think it's crucial to get a stop here, like you mentioned. They got to get some life in them.
Second, third down on the drive. 8th play of the drive now for Spring Lake Park. A pair of first downs already on the drive for the Panthers. They have 3 total. 3rd and 3 from the 18. Talso under center, dropping back to pass, looking to the left side. Passes in and out of the hands, incomplete. Pass was intended for number 88, Eric Bedoy, and in coverage was Jesse Hawkins defensively for the Titans, and another 4th down upcoming.
Let's see what they do here.
Well, this is kind of a tricky situation here, Jordan, because you're in field goal range, but Spring Lake Park has shown no indication that they're going to attempt the field goal here tonight, so you're going to take a look and probably get a 4th and 3 here. And look at the big man in the backfield. As number 99 in the backfield, 5'10", 290. Alex Ullman, the lead blocker, and here's a big rush for a first down. Ball secured by number 13, Nathan Ogile, who is officially listed as a defensive lineman, but he's able to pick up the first down.
Yeah, you know, you told me they play on both sides of the ball, and holy cow, man, did he work out right there.
So despite being listed as a defensive lineman, Ogile, 38 carries, 152 yards, 5 touchdowns on the year for Spring Lake Park.
Well, that's why. You just saw that.
So here's 1st and 10. And a nice little pitch there out to the right side. Aaron Clausen. Clausen working his way in, and he'll be just short, says the official on that far side. But a pickup of 10. They did not need to score. It was not goal to go. Now it is. But another first down for Spring Lake Park.
Yeah. Once again, I mean, they just know exactly what to do here. I mean, they show them that the quarterback can run. They have to cover the quarterback. That leaves the running back open for a nice little pitch.
Just about 43 seconds and counting here in the first quarter. This will be the 11th play of the drive on which Spring Lake Park has picked up 4 first downs. First and goal from inside the 1. Talso under center has Comer in the backfield as well as Nate Litke. Pass is complete over the middle, touchdown, Spring Lake Park Panthers. Not exactly what we expected from Spring Lake Park on that goal-to-go short yardage situation, but Eric Bedoy, the tight end, 6'4", 215, with the touchdown reception, and another drive capped off by a TD for Spring Lake Park.
I mean, yep. I don't know. That was pretty. But once again, I'm interested to see what the Titans do to counteract this.
Comer on for the extra point here. Clock is running for some reason. Point after try is good. And for a drive that started at the own 48-yard line, it was a drive that took 5 minutes off the clock, 11 plays, 52 yards, and the result the same for Spring Lake Park, another 7 on the board.
Also, I'd like to point out there was 2 4th down conversions there. So, I mean, I think if you're Tartan, you got to figure out how to stop them.
So if you're the Tartan Titans and you see how there's a quarterback that's under center and the 2 lead blockers, like you see that they're back there, what adjustments are you making to stop that running game?
I mean, you crowd the middle. You have to, right? Like if there's somebody who can run through you, you crowd that middle and you do your best to stop them.
So a drive, 11 plays, 52 yards, 5 minutes off the clock, another touchdown for the Spring Lake Park Panthers. And as far as the Tartan Titans go, they have really struggled defensively this season, where in their last full season, even last year, they are giving up more than 10 points more than they did a year ago. And the offense is off and rolling here for Spring Lake Park. Another chance at a drive here for the Tartan Titans. Can be fielded and then fumbled again. And this time the Panthers fall on another short field for Spring Lake Park.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, you got to secure that football. It's a couple fumbles, you know? I mean, no other words, really. You got to secure that football.
And so another short field again for the Spring Lake Park Panthers. Where the Panthers, again, we mentioned how you aren't giving your Titan defense a chance to get some rest on the sideline. Going right back out there against that offense, it's going to be a tough goal.
I mean, I'd be interested to see how much of that first quarter clock was, maintained by Spring Lake Park.
Tassel's pass complete over the middle to Braden Comer. It'll be another first down for the Panthers. Jesse Hawkins on the coverage defensively for Spring Lake Park, or for Tartan, excuse me, as the chains continue to move. Gain of 12, and that should just about do it here for the first quarter, where at the opening kick, the result a lot different than what we've had. 4 turnovers by the Tartan Titans. That's been the story so far.
Yeah. You got to do something with offense. Hold on to the ball, secure it, eagle claw, whatever you want to call it, right? Tuck it, hold on to it.
At the end of the first quarter of play, Spring Lake Park 21, Tartan 0. This is your home for Tartan Titan football.
Right here, baby. Look. Uma.
Something more than a birthday is happening here. Once you can see it, you can help. The sooner you recognize the signs of autism, the sooner you can make a lifetime of difference for your child. Start by answering a few simple questions at screenforautism.org.
Well, for Tartan's first quarter, having not scored but 7 points in the first quarter this year. The second quarter, perhaps a chance for the Titans to improve at the end of 1. Spring Lake Park 21, Tartan 0. Quickly here on 1st and 10. And off to the right-hand side is Litke, and tackled by Chacon defensively as he's down to the 8-yard line. And a gain of 6 on first down for Spring Lake Park. With Jordan Gustafson, I'm Alex Westhead. Jordan, this one again here got out of reach very quickly for the Tartan Titans. So 2nd and 4. Talso under center and off again to Litke. Litke can walk his way in. Touchdown, Spring Lake Park Panthers. Litke with his first touchdown of the evening. The first rushing touchdown of the game for Spring Lake Park, and it's 27-0.
Yeah, that. Oh man, this has just been easy for Spring Lake Park. I don't know a different way to say it, and I don't like seeing a blowout game, and it's been. So far that's what it's been.
Comer's extra point is good, and with that, the Spring Lake Park Panthers lead 28-0. It's all been points off turnovers.
Yeah, fumble, interception, and I don't. Yeah, you gotta hold on to the ball. Ball security is one of the most important fundamental issues that you need to work on, and I think that's exactly what the coach is thinking right now is like, how do we hold on to this ball?
Well, we have a quick moment. We'll take a peek at the out-of-town scoreboard on this Friday, Week 7 in the Minnesota State High School League. St. Anthony over the St. Paul Johnson Governors 34-12 in an early kickoff. Benilde St. Margaret and Orono in progress, tied at 0 out in the extreme west metro. Otherwise, other scores, Robbinsdale, Cooper, and Irondale relevant to Spring Lake Park. That game underway, no score. And that's the only other score. Waconia and St. Louis Park, too. That one game is also scoreless. But those are the only scores currently being reported on the Minnesota State High School League scoreboard on this Friday. Chance now again for the Titans can be fielded here by DeMarco Shelley. Shelley working back his way to the near side, got ankle tackled there as he tried to continue to turn the Jets upfield. Number 23, Mike Gisay on the tackle. But another chance for the Tartan Titans to begin a drive and hopefully sustain some offense.
Yeah, they have no chance but to get something going here. No choice, rather, not no chance. They have to. They absolutely have to get something going.
So 1st and 10 for the Tartan Titans from the 31-yard line. If you're joining us late and wondering how the score got to where it is right now at 28-0, here's the Tartan drive summary. Interception, fumble, interception, and then a mishandled kickoff. And that's been the story for the Tartan Titans. The defense has been on the field more times than not. The offense has to give their defense a chance to rest here.
Absolutely. You can't have a 3-and-out.
Kamer out of the pistol. Has Houston in the backfield with him. Sends a man in motion. It's Jesse Hawkins. Flip to Hawkins up ahead. Hawkins trying to get across the 30-yard line past the original line of scrimmage. I believe he got a yard there. So a gain of 1 on the play. 2nd down and 9 upcoming from the 32. And not to say that Tartan hasn't had offense. They have 2 first downs. No, they have 4 first downs, excuse me. It's just been turnovers that have killed them.
Yeah. I think that's going to be the key phrase of the game, right, is just ball security, ball security.
Hello again to the 69 of you watching on YouTube.com. Feel free to leave a like, subscribe, let us know where you're watching from. 2nd down and 9. Under center this time, Kamer gave the handoff into the backfield and met immediately in the backfield. Great play by Seth Johnson for Spring Lake Park. Seth has 3 sacks on the year, leads the Panthers in team, and this is just great penetration in the backfield by the Panthers.
Yeah, you know, though, I mean, on the other side of that, too, I mean, yes, there's been 2 interceptions, but at what point do you got to mix it up?
So they gave him the spot to the 30-yard line, so just a loss of 2. It'll be 3rd down for Tartan. Just 1 3rd down opportunity so far today was resulted in an interception. Kamer out of the pistol, dropping back, throws a little screen, passes too high, falls incomplete. Pass intended for number 12, Jaden Hammonds. Well, that ball just a little bit too high for the intended receiver, and that'll force a punt for the Titans.
Yeah, you know, though, but, I mean, he's thrown the ball, what, 3 times? That's not enough to loosen your arm. And give him a couple more options, he'll make that throw.
Well, Jordan, as far as we've seen here across what happened tonight, it was senior night programming, and the Titans really didn't have the full time to warm up like they did. You think that that's played a factor at all?
I mean, sure. You can't go out, you know, especially when it's cold, right? You can't go out and expect to perform at peak, whatever. Right? Oh.
Almost a miscue there by Mikey Say as the punt is fielded and down by Say at the Panther 41-yard line. So that's where Spring Lake Park will take over 1st and 10 from their own 41. 9:45 remaining here in the 2nd quarter. Panthers 48, Titans 0.
He did a good job at covering that ball up real quick.
So the Panthers will come to the line here. And their drives have been quick. For one, look at their drives. They have scoring drives of 1 play, 3 play, and 5 plays. And then their last long one of 11. It's Clausen on the carry. Flag comes in from the far side late. So the ball currently down to the 44-yard line. It's currently a gain of 3. We'll see what the flag is. We're going to give it a try with our official's mic and see if it works. Looks like he's trying to turn it on. This will be a conference here. Oh, he's going to try it.
Block below the waist on the offense. 10-yard lead, spot of the ball. Down.
So a block below the waist. The official call that'll redo the first down. And how about that? We got to hear that. That was awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. It's nice to know what's going on, not guess.
It'll be the first penalty assessed and charged to either team this evening. That'll back the Panthers up. Towsel's throw is complete to the left-hand side and in the hands of Way again. Let's say rather. On the completion down to the 45-yard line, so a gain of 12 on a long first down. That sets up 2nd down and 5 line to gain the Tartan 49-yard line. And I don't know what it is. It works both ways for the Spring Lake Park Panthers. They got the pass, they got the run. Everything's coming up Panthers here early.
They also have the defense. I mean, and they're holding onto the ball. Yeah, I'm not sure what to say.
2nd and 10 from the 46 for Spring Lake Park. Out of the shotgun this time. Talso fakes the handoff. Talso with a bullet. Passes incomplete, in and out of the hands, the outstretched arms of Nick Ogile. As that one falls incomplete. Hawkins in coverage defensively. And a third down queued up for Spring Lake Park, but it's 4-down territory for the Panthers, as we've seen all game so far.
You know, even though that wasn't a catch, you threw it where only the receiver could get it, and I think that's kind of the key, is making those reads, being able to throw it where it needs to go, run it in the holes, and so far one team's doing it.
We'll have a timeout taken here, and this will be a timeout by the Panthers. They're first. They have 2 remaining. Let's summarize the game so far. Touchdown drives for Spring Lake Park, 3 through the air, 1 on the ground. And that's been the difference so far for the Tartan Titans as they look to start putting offense on the board and force a defensive stop. If there's one thing that we saw from the Tartan Titans 2 weeks ago against Matamidi, and for me as the PA guy at Simley a week ago at the Simley Spartans, it was the defense's ability to get off of the field on 3rd and 4th down. We haven't seen that from Tartan here tonight.
Yeah, you know, I mean, so far with Spring Lake Park's known exactly what to call and exactly what to do. Seems like somebody definitely watched some film.
So for 3rd down for Spring Lake Park, currently 1 for 3 on the play today. However, they have gone for it on 4th down. There's a difference. 2 for 2 on 4th down. On the keeper, Talso works his way to the 49-yard line. He should be close. The chains will move. And that's another 1st down for Spring Lake Park. Gets the ball just enough over the line to gain.
Once again, there's a reason he has so many carries. The O-line opens it up for him.
So for Spring Lake Park, 1st down number 6 on the day today. 1st and 10 for the Panthers from the 49-yard line. 8:16 and counting here to go in quarter number 2. With Jordan Gustafson, I'm Alex Westad. Our crew tonight, Chris Stoltzman and Ian Felix on camera. David Schuyler and Arlen Becker in the truck behind us here at Tartan High School in Oakdale, Minnesota. Talso sends a man in motion. It's Mikey Say. Talso dropping back to pass. Beautiful ball. Pass is complete by Aaron Clausen. Still spinning and unable to keep his feet up. As on the tackle, DeMarco Shelley. But a huge play for the Panthers. 1st and goal to go for Spring Lake Park.
Wow. He was open. He was wide open, and that was just a beautiful read.
We've seen it tonight from Talso a lot as a quarterback. They're a run-heavy team, but with passes like that, I mean, that's a little underthrown there, but that's a beautiful ball. Perfect tight spiral. So here's 1st and goal. This time Talso will go under center. In the backfield, Braden Comer and Aaron Clausen. 3 passing touchdowns through the air, 1 rushing touchdown. Clausen unable to get past that first level. He got down to the 2-yard line for a gain of 2. So it'll be 2nd and goal from the 2. That line for the Tartan Titans led by Alex Johnson on the stop. 2nd down.
Strong, powerful run.
So the Panthers, 6th play of the drive. This will be the 2nd longest drive of the evening rather, for Spring Lake Park. It's Talso under center. And off to Clausen again. Clausen met immediately, and that's the Tartan defense that Titan fans are used to seeing. Great penetration up the middle, and a wonderful tackle led by Jaden Hammonds defensively, and another 3rd down opportunity after a loss of 1 on that play.
Yeah, and again, like we talked about earlier, they crowded the middle, and they shut it down before it got going.
So the Panthers now 2 for 4 on 3rd downs. We'll have a 3rd down and goal here to go. 6:21 and counting here in the 2nd quarter. Spring Lake Park 28, Tartan 0. As they'll approach the line, very much loaded in the backfield. Extra protection on the line. Hand off to the right side. He is spinning. He is in. 2nd touchdown on the day for Nate Litke. Touchdown number 9 on the year. And the Spring Lake Park Panthers now lead 34-0.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, you saw how they brought the extra tight ends in. They brought the extra linemen. You could tell it was going to be a run to one of the sides. Unfortunately, for the Tartan Titans, just power running. That's all I can say about that. The point after attempt is blocked by the Titans, and it's run in by number 43, Nolan Hendrickson. And they say that is no good anyway. So now 4 of 5 on point after attempts is the kicker, Braden Comer. But the score remains the same, 34-0, Spring Lake Park, all over Tartan. And at this point, if you're the Tartan Titans, what do you do?
I mean, you revamp. You go to the drawing board. You come up with some stuff. At this point, it doesn't hurt to try anything. Try something.
So the drive summary for the Spring Lake Park Panthers. In a drive that went 7 plays, went a total of 67 yards, took 3:44 off the clock. It results in the second rushing touchdown for Nate Litke on the evening. And one more look at it for you. Rushing touchdown. And you see there, number 24, Caleb Chacon, looking for it to be a little bit short, but the officials say no. So here we go, set to kick off. Shelley and Birds back deep again for Tartan. And on to kick off for Spring Lake Park, the sophomore wide receiver, 6'2", 155, Carter Smith. As Burns and Shelley will stand at their own 10-yard line. Spring Lake Park Panthers students making some noise here on the near side sideline. Smith's kick is high, end over end. It will be taken for a bounce and then fielded there by Shelley, and the ball's on the ground again. And we'll see which way this is going. I'm imagining it's Tartan way, and with Houston coming away with the ball, it will be. It'll be Tartan ball, 1st and 10 from their own 23-yard line. I like the decision to let it bounce first before playing it, but it's just got to be cleaner.
I mean, if any, though, that was an awkward ball to catch. So, I mean, I don't necessarily blame, that. But, again, though, you got to hold on to the ball.
So 1st and 10 for Tartan from the 22-yard line. Here were 6 minutes left to go. Last Tartan drive resulted in a punt. It's Kamer. Send a man in motion, A.J. Burns. Kamer. Hand off again to Houston in the backfield, going to the right-hand side. Looks like he got 1 yard, maybe 2 on the play. Ball down to the 24-yard line, so a gain of 2 before running into the defensive line for Spring Lake Park. Set up 2nd down and 8. If there's anything we'd like to see perhaps more of, perhaps we would like to see a little bit more of the passing game.
It almost seems like if you have or want any chance of coming back, you got to put the ball in the air.
2nd and 8 for Tartan from their own 24-yard line. Kamer under center, has 2 in the backfield. Kamer with the handoff again, this time to Houston once more. Gain of 2 on the play to the 26-yard line. The short plays will set up another 3rd down situation for the Titans. Currently 0 for 2 on 3rd down so far today.
Alex, I hate to say this, but those plays, they're not doing it. I mean, yeah, you have a couple where you're going to get 5 yards, 6 yards, 7 yards, whatever, but 1 to 2 yards, you're not going to get it.
So here's 3rd down and 6. Upcoming for the Tartan Titans, 4:39 remaining here in 2nd quarter. Spring Lake Park 34, Titans 0. Titans looking to extend the drive. Under center, Kamer rolling out to his right-hand side, trying to evade the pressure, and he coughed up the football, and no, they say incomplete. Incomplete, the ruling from the official on the far side, given some pressure by Caden Carson of the Spring Lake Park Panthers, 2nd on the Panthers in tackles with 43. As I like the decision there to roll out, but
I'm not sure what he saw there.
so it'll be 4th down. And no gain on the incompletion is ruled by the officials here in Oakdale. We'll have another punt situation. Mikey Say will be back deep to receive, and the punter for the Tartan Titans tonight, Anthony Wessel. Low snap. Gotten to by Wessel's high. It'll take a line drive. We'll see how it bounces. It'll take a Tartan Titans bounce down past the 40-yard line, where it can be downed at the 39-yard line by Jaden Hammonds. And that's where Spring Lake Park will start this next drive, 1st and 10, from their own 39-yard line. On the same token here, Jordan, if you're Spring Lake Park, with it being 34-0, what's your game plan here on this drive?
Nothing changes. Maybe you run it a few more times. Maybe you, I don't know, you run the clock, you use the play clock a little bit more, but I don't think anything.
We'll go back to the graphic that was on your screen in just a moment, as here on 1st and 10, a handoff up the middle, gain down to the 46-yard line. That'll go down as a gain of 6 on the play. As Talso, the ball carrier, gain of 7 on the play.
Just a strong run.
And as you see there, the Mahtomedi Zephyrs look to be the favorite in Section 4-5A. The Tartan Titans, compared to where they were the last couple of seasons near the top, a little bit down this year, but currently they'd be headed to a playoff matchup with the St. Paul Central Minutemen. 2nd and 4. Talso hands the ball off. Here's a nice run by Litke. Litke into Tartan side of the field, tackled by A.J. Burns down to the 42-yard line. That'll be a gain of 12 on the play and another first down for the Panthers.
You're really starting to see it now. That defensive line, just the whole defense, they are getting tired. They're getting exhausted, winded. I mean, that's all there is.
Well, you got to talk, too, about how it should be that back and forth, where the defense helps the offense and the offense then helps the defense. But that hasn't been going either way. And I think it's just a testament to how well coached the Spring Lake Park team is as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a handoff there to Mikey Say. Got down to the 40-yard line, so a gain of 2 on first down. Ran into the Titan offensive line. Chacon, the first there for the Tartan Titans. Gain of 2, 2nd down and 8 upcoming. But on the other side, too, if you take a look at this game, and Spring Lake Park will be a competitor in Section 6-5A, the other teams in that section will be looking at this game and saying, this is an offense that we're going to have to contend with at some point.
Yeah, absolutely. At what point do these guys become a powerhouse?
Dalso handoff, left side, met at the line. Keelan Conkler, the ball carrier for the Panthers. Got back to the 40. It'll be 3rd down here. I know it is. Comer at 9 and that 8 looked very similar. So my apologies on that one. But yep, absolutely. Comer, the ball carrier, back to the original line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 8. And if you, you could even talk about looking for moral victories here. This is one where Tartan needs it.
Yeah.
3rd down and 8. Talso under center. Has 2 in the backfield. Talso will keep it himself, and there's a big play by number 56 for the Titans, Brandon Mix. Good job to read the quarterback, Talso, and make the tackle back to the original line of scrimmage at the 40, and a 3rd down stop for the Tartan Titans.
Looks like the offense is staying on the field.
Well, the Panthers will choose not to punt, and that's a style of football that we're starting to see more and more now. Perhaps it transcended from the popular video game Madden, but you don't see teams are starting to get away from the punt and keeping the offense out.
But even more, they got to get a stop right here.
Talso with a beautiful pass is complete to Nick Ogile over the middle and carries Titans with him down inside the 20. A completion of 20 yards on 4th down, and for Spring Lake Park on the day, perfect 3 for 3 on 4th down.
Yeah, they're just running all over the Tartans right now, and if I was the coach, I would wonder how to stop it.
4 first downs in the 2nd quarter alone for Spring Lake Park. Here's a teardrop, beautiful pass and completion as Mikey Say says hello to Braden Talso for the 2nd time today, and another touchdown through the air for Spring Lake Park.
I'd like to point out nothing has changed in the way they're running their offense, and that's kind of what I expected. If it's not broke, don't fix it.
I mean, look at that. Double coverage, but a perfect pass into Say. So here's Comer on for the extra point. Snap down spot kick is up, and it is good. And with that, 41-0. The Spring Lake Park Panthers lead over the Tartan Titans. And this is becoming around, if it wasn't already.
Yeah, I'm not even sure what's going to be said in the locker room. Great job, Spring Lake Park. I mean, yeah, you played a heck of a half. If I was the Titans, again, I don't know what you do to motivate.
Well, and I think the other side of it, too, here, Jordan, is when you look, and there's our Suburban Gray standings, Tartan at 0-4 in conference, 1-5 overall. When you look at Spring Lake Park statistically on paper, they run the football. 287 yards per game, 220 of which are averaged on the ground. They have 5 passing touchdowns today. It's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's almost a case of somebody watched tape, somebody knew what was coming, somebody adjusted their game, right, to that and made the most of it.
So on a kickoff, Carter Smith, it's a little bit under it. It'll bounce, and which way is this going? Panthers say they have it. Ball fell out at the last minute. Which way will the officials point?
This could be devastating for the Tartans, or for Tartan, sorry.
And they will say Titan football. But it looked like he almost, I don't know, that was weird. And you see, it was in, the Panthers had it at first.
So then it's down right there.
Yeah. So the Panthers had it first, but then it popped out of that receiver's hand, and then just a nice job. You see there down at the bottom of the pile, number 86, Jeremy Vang, on special teams. And you talk about sending a message to your coaching staff. You want playing time? Jeremy Vang just did that by recovering that. So for Tartan, 1st and 10 here with 15 seconds left to go. 1st and 10 from their own 38-yard line. Maybe you take a shot here just to spark some life into this offense. Kamer, handoff to the right side, and on the ball, Grissom this time. Grissom gets out of bounds. Clock stopped at 8.6. And there you're starting to switch up your players a little bit, and Grissom with a nice run on 1st down.
Longest play of the game, I think, for them.
So the clock will stop with the run out of bounds and a play there of 18 yards on 1st down. It's a Tartan Titan 1st down, their first since their 3rd drive of the game.
I think you got to throw it here, though, and hope for something.
8.6 left. Kamer under center. Handoff again to Grissom. Grissom up the middle. Titans have all 3 timeouts, but Grissom gets down to the 44, a gain of 4 on the play. The clock will expire, and here we are. On paper, this is not the result that the Tartan Titans were hoping for going into halftime, but they trail the very talented Spring Lake Park Panther Club by a score of 41-0.
40 bottom.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't know what you would say to motivate your team at this point.
Well, and for the 97 of you currently watching on youtube.com/Suburban Community Channels, coming back, we'll have some halftime conversation for you. Spring Lake Park 41, Tartan 0 here at the half, here on your home for Tartan Titan football.
Grandma, when did people start using seatbelts? Sweetheart, I'm pretty sure seatbelts have been around in most cars for more than 40 years.
Do seatbelts really save lives?
Yes, they certainly do. I just read that seatbelts save as many as 15,000 lives a year.
If my mommy and daddy have been wearing their seatbelts, would they have lived?
Spending time outdoors has never felt more valuable. Whether it's exploring nature or relaxing in your yard, let's do it responsibly. Before going out, check for closures and fire restrictions. Practice social distancing, even when outside and on the trail. Back at home, if burning yard debris, keep your pile small. And no matter where you are, be sure to properly extinguish any outdoor fire. Drown, stir, drown, feel. We're all in this together. Help keep our safe places safe.
When times get dark, we can't see the help that's all around us. When you don't know where to turn, let 211 be your guiding light.
How can I help you?
Our guides are ready to connect you with the help you need. For help with food, healthcare, mental health, and other resources, call 211 or visit 211.org. 211. Get connected, get help.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Hey guys, today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Give kisses. Give kisses. Look. Give kisses. Give kisses. You heard how loud that was.
I know,
sleep through that.
I heard. It wasn't you.
Yeah.
It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Bacon.
Hi, I'm Carson Kressley. Of all the resources in the world, kindness is the most precious. For more than 140 years, American Humane has been working to protect animals in disasters, on farms, on the silver screen, and in zoos and aquariums caring for the world's vanishing creatures. You can help too by making humane choices every day. Visit AmericanHumane.org for simple ways to build a more caring and compassionate world for all of us.
Meet Norm. He lives with anxiety, but with the help of this latest innovation from Be Normal, he can be normal, just like everyone else. With the swipe of a finger, you can project happiness, confidence, machismo. Why settle for being real when you can be normal? The Normal Maker. New from Be Normal. This item doesn't really work because there's no such thing as normal. We're all different. What we like, how our brains work. In fact, 1 in 5 of us live with mental illness. Don't filter who you are. Start by talking to someone you trust. And remember, there is no normal.
Well, the students on your screen certainly have to be happy with their Spring Lake Park Panthers offense to start play here through the first half. Spring Lake Park 41, Tartan 0. Adam Bennis, a comment on YouTube, as with Jordan Gustafson and Alex Westhead. Adam Bennis says that's a big deficit to overcome. Come back and get a few points on the board right away and see what happens. I think if you're the Tartan Titans, that's a message in the locker room. Get some points on the board early and see what happens.
Absolutely. I mean, you gotta get something going. But again, with that, you have to be on the field. You can't, be on there for 3 minutes, cough the ball up, and then have your defense try to hold them. It's going to take a little bit more.
Highlights. It got started from the quarterback Talso to number 23, Mikey Say. That got on the Panthers register early with the 7-0 lead. Then they'd come right back on their next drive. Talso again, just a perfect spiral. Pretty good coverage from A.J. Burns, but the pass complete to Peyton Thompson. It was 14-0 on the first 2 drives for the Panthers. Then on the third, little playground ball as pass was complete to Eric Vidoy for the 3rd touchdown for Spring Lake Park. That's their 2nd through the air as of this moment. It would be back to a more traditional play as running in for his 8th touchdown on the year, Nate Litke, and that made it 28-0 Panthers after the first half. It'd be another rushing touchdown from Litke to give him 9 on the year on a short yardage situation off of a turnover. And then the final touchdown, perfect back shoulder fade to say again for the 41-0 lead for the Spring Lake Park Panthers. Extra points for the kicker, Braden Comer. So far, 5 for 6 on point after attempts. And for the Tartan Titans coming out of the halftime, they'll start on defense. And for a tired defense that has been taken to task by the Spring Lake Park offense, got to show something here to start.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. But, you know, on the other side of that, too, we have seen them force what normally would be a few 3-and-outs. However, Spring Lake Park has decided to go for it. What was it, 4 or 5 times? I mean, and unfortunately, when you're running a constant 4 down, 4 down, 4 down, you're going to get tired.
Well, I think here's the other difference, too. You mentioned 4 downs. Spring Lake Park, 3 for 3 on 4th down conversions. For a Minnesota State High School League team to be that good on 4th down in a game, you're going to win. You're going to win football games. You're going to get points in those big opportunities, and that's exactly what they did on those drives where they converted 4th downs. It was the little touchdown pass to Eric Vidoy on 2 4th down conversions that got it. Then the last drive for Spring Lake Park in the first half, that beautiful back shoulder fade, if you will, by Mikey Say, that resulted in another touchdown. Those 4th down conversions have been perfect for Spring Lake Park today.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if you're the Titans, you have to figure out a way to put a little bit more pressure on that quarterback. Make him make some mistakes. Add a little bit more coverage. Make him miss a throw. Whatever it is.
He's Jordan Gustafson. I'm Alex Westad, taking a quick look at some of the out-of-town scores from across the Twin Cities metro area. As the Tartan schedule first, of course, that win at Two Rivers to open the season. It's been 5 consecutive losses for the Tartan Titans, and they'll end their season with a tough road contest on Wednesday, the traditional MEA Wednesday game at St. Thomas Academy in Mendota Heights on Wednesday of this week. The number 2 cadets in Class 5A. For the Spring Lake Park Panthers, who will be a favorite in 6-5A, their next contest, it's a big one, as they'll host Robbinsdale Armstrong to conclude their season on Wednesday. You look at it, too. A couple of tough road contests for them. They came away with the wins at Matamidi, at Cretin-Durham Hall, at Benilde. And then their home contest, they lost to a very good Chanhassen Storm team, but then wins against Irondale and a loss to Robbinsdale Cooper. That game on the 20th against Robbinsdale Armstrong, that'll go well to determining their playoff fate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Quickly, other scores of note from around the Twin Cities. Minnetonka and Centennial, the Skippers lead 17-7 at the half there. Chaska leads Armstrong 14-0 at the half out in that one. And Maple Grove Crimson lead 14-7 in their opponent as well. There's a halftime scoreboard from around the league. Matamidi 36-14 over the Simley Spartans. That Simley team figures to be one of the top teams in section Class 4A. Brooklyn Center over St. Paul Harding Humboldt. That's relevant for the section for the Tartan Titans, as St. Paul Harding Humboldt will be in that conversation as well. St. Paul Highland Park and North St. Paul over at Polar Field. South St. Paul Hill Murray over at Mary Queen of Victory Stadium in Maplewood. Mount West Tonka, St. Paul Central, and Two Rivers and Cretin-Durham Hall. The Raiders victorious over the Warriors 39-15 on Thursday. We'll step aside. Second half coming up in just a few moments. 41-0. Spring Lake Park leads. This is your home for Tartan Titan football.
You see certain things get reincarnated in your children. My daughter is very much inspired by my wife's artistic pursuits. So my daughter started making necklaces. She makes what we call affirmation fashion. I tell her every day that your black is beautiful. Your black is beautiful. Your black is beautiful. And if there's anything better than being beautiful, it's being smart. And if there's anything better than being smart, it's being kind. And reaffirming that every day is our method of making sure her chin never drops. My dad wasn't around, and I remember riding a bike and falling off and cutting myself, and me never just wanting to get back on it. People ask, how your children learn how to ride a bike, and you didn't. I didn't teach them. I just created an environment where they taught themselves, and all I had to do was be there.
Hey, boss. Okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
You sure?
I said I'm fine.
Since I was little, it was only like me and my parents. You think you created family out of characters? Yeah, of course. I'm gonna take that and make it into a song.
Me the babe, see you in the morning with the frosted Superman, but it wasn't on it, and we lost it. In my head, in my head, in my head. Where you at? Where you at? On the way out. In my head, in my head, in my head.
Hey, son.
Hey, Pop.
You can talk to me.
It's been really, really hard for me.
I'll be here to hear what's on your mind. Take this time to talk and get it right. You know I'll be there all your life. When you need me, I'll be by your side. By your side. And every day is a different day. Everything is in everything. Even when you think things could never ever be the same. Don't be scared of the world, I'll be here to stay. By your side. Even when your heart ain't listening, or your mind takes you a different way, towards a different path. All you gotta do is sit and ask. When you need me, I'll be by your side.
When the adults in a child's life talk early and often about the dangers of underage drinking, the message gets stronger every time.
I'll be by your side.
Talk. They hear you.
I'll show you how to unwind. Come on, babe, let's go outside and take the boat out for a ride. I'm ready, I don't wanna wait. Cause the only time I'm feeling free is when I got that ocean breeze, so kicking it out on the lake. Get on board. Got the sunshine and the short line. It's a good life. Get on board, get on board. Have a good time, casting that line. It's a good life. Get on board, get on board. Get on board.
Grandma, when did people start using seatbelts?
Sweetheart, I'm pretty sure seatbelts have been around in most cars for more than 40 years.
Do seatbelts really save lives?
Yes, they certainly do. I just read that seatbelts save as many as 15,000 lives a year.
If my mommy and daddy had been wearing their seatbelts, would they have lived?
40 yards of offense for the Tartan Titans so far through the first half of play. Spring Lake Park leads Tartan by a score of 41-0 with Jordan Gustafson. I am Alex Westhead. Spring Lake Park will start this second half on offense. And for the Spring Lake Park Panthers, the offense has been rolling. The passing game has been working. The running game has been working. The special teams, aside from a blocked extra point by the Titans, has been working. It's been Spring Lake Park's night here in Oakdale.
Yeah, you know, but like we were mentioning during halftime, the Titans have done a good job at forcing a few of what normally would be called 3-and-outs and getting the ball back. But unfortunately, Spring Lake Park running the 4-down, series.
The Panthers, if you didn't join us at the half, Panthers 3 for 3 on fourth down conversions. And on third down, Jordan, you mentioned it at the half, where Tartan had been doing a good job on third down. where you look at their statistics and trying to do some quick math here. Just 2 for 5 on third down with Spring Lake Park. So the Tartan defense on third down has been there, but on fourth down, on those short yardage chances for Spring Lake Park, it's been the difference.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna get tired if you're consistently running 4 downs, new 4 downs, new 4, you know? So it's just the way it's gonna go.
Hello to Anthony, hello to Jackson, hello to Hit watching on youtube.com/Suburban Community Channels. Thanks for joining us this evening. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And we'll talk about where we're coming from next. Here's the Suburban Blue Conference, Spring Lake Parks. Again, the Robbinsdale schools are near the top. Cooper at 4-2, Armstrong at 5-1. Irondale, the Knights, out of the Suburban East Conference, 0-2 in Suburban Blue play, 3-3 overall. Upcoming schedule on Suburban Community Channels TV 19. We'll be away for a little bit, but we'll be back soon on Tuesday with soccer, the 4-2A playoffs. Pending section results and seedings. Volleyball on the 1st of November. Again, pending those section results. On the 5th, the Section 4-5A finals. And then hockey begins before too long. My wife, Allison Vogt, and I will be back with you on November 11th and November 30th for White Bear Lake Matamidi and Chisago Lakes. Jeff Disher, Dish in the Box, will be with you on November the 23rd as North Tartan takes on visitation. Just a hop, skip, and a jump at Tartan Arena from where we are right now at Titan Stadium. And of course, all regular season games will air live and for free on Suburban Community Channels TV 19 and streaming on YouTube. Spring Lake Park will start on offense here to start the second half of play. It's an offense, Jordan, that has not been denied at any point to finding their way into the end zone this evening. And what are you going to do if you're John Stewart on offense here to start play in half number 2?
You know, I think it all starts with getting that defense off the field longer. Giving them a good rest, you know, just making sure that they come out refreshed and ready to have those longer series, because as we've seen, it's going to be 4, you know.
There's our names. He's Jordan. I'm Alex. You can find us on Twitter. Jordan at JGustafson36. Me at Alex Westad. Tonight on the Terrific 3 scoreboard in football, Matamidi hosts Simley. White Bear Lake is at Osseo. Upcoming sports in a short week thanks to MEA. Next week, volleyball will be at Hill Murray on the 19th, and football on Wednesday of next week at St. Thomas Academy. Getting set here for the start of half number 2 here in this one. As the Spring Lake Park Panthers and the Road Whites, gray numbers. It's been a chilly night here in Minnesota, 46 degrees, cloudy, winds, very windy, 13 degrees out of the west. That was our temperature at kickoff. And so here we are, ready for half number 2. For Spring Lake Park, they look to get set, working again. One of the things that I think maybe considering here for the Tartan Titans, Maurice White, who was the leading rusher through week number 3 for the Tartan Titans, has not played since the game against the Matamidi Zephyrs. And that leading rusher certainly has been something to watch for the Tartan Titans. Kicking off for Tartan, number 80, Aiden Burback, who is the field goal kicker as well for the Tartan Titans. He will kick off. Back to receive deep at the 10-yard line is number 2, Aaron Clausen, and number 13, Nick Ojile. Burback standing at his 30, into it, and boom. And we're underway here in half number 2. It'll be Clausen. Little pitch play. Nice design play here by Spring Lake Park, and he's got something going here before he's tackled. And a nice play, well read by the Titans number 10, Daniel Lentz, to stop the trick play on the kickoff. So the Panthers going for the throat here and bringing out the trick plays.
Yeah, you know, though, I mean, it was a nice little shoelace tackle there. So now let's build on that and let's make a stop.
So 1st and 10 for Spring Lake Park. The starters remain in the game for the Panthers. Talso, the quarterback, with 3 passing touchdowns. Receiver out to the left is Aaron Clausen. Wide out to the left is Eric Vidoy. We're going to have a whistle and a timeout here early as the Panthers
timeout.
Not
Spring Lake Park. That's their first charge out of the second half.
As the Panthers not set out of the half, so they'll take the timeout, reset, and communicate things again. First timeout, actually only 1 timeout was used in the first half, so just a second timeout here with 11:54 remaining. The first drive of the game for Spring Lake Park went just 5 plays, but 65 yards for 1:50 off the clock, and that was the first touchdown pass and reception by Mikey Say on the evening here in the East Metro. So there's Matt Dideker again, head coach of the Tartans in his 5th season. 1st and 10 for Spring Lake Park from their own 35-yard line. Talso out of the pistol, Sensei in motion. Talso gives the ball off here, and a run on first down to Nate Litke to the 37-yard line. Gain of 2 on the play. Great tackling here by the Titans. And Jordan, one of your keys to the half, as you see their combined tackle. First contact there by Jaden Hammonds. Second contact by number 50, who's wearing number 50 but not on the Tartan roster that we got from the stadium. So number 50 with a combined tackle there, but stopping the running game certainly here. As Talso passes complete out into the flat and caught by Braden Comer. And a nice tackle by Houston for a short gain. And the ball continues to move, but another chance here on 3rd down for this Titan defense.
You know what, though? They're playing tighter defense, and they're making those plays. Yes, I mean, another complete pass, but as soon as he caught it, he got tackled.
So 3rd and 5 upcoming here for the Spring Lake Park Panthers. Panthers 2 for 5 on 3rd down, but perfect 3 for 3 on 4th down, as they will not punt or kick. And off the left side, there's a first down. As continuing to keep the legs moving, Nate Litke on the run. That's another first down for Spring Lake Park after a gain of 8.
Just powerful offense. Just ran it straight through there. Big guy. Just drug him with him.
So 1st and 10 for Spring Lake Park from the 48-yard line. The clock will continue running here in the second half with a point differential 35 or greater. Pitch, Litke. Litke to follow his blocker will touch out of bounds near the 45-yard line. The official on the near side will give it back to the 47-yard line. A gain of 5 on the play. 2nd down upcoming. As the Panthers will continue to keep the offense moving. Dalsel still in the game at quarterback here for Spring Lake Park, and this tired Titan defense showing no relief, no remorse from the Spring Lake Park offense. 2nd down and 5. Talso standing the pistol has Litke in the backfield there with him. So correction, that's not Litke, that'll be Comer in the backfield. Keeping it himself. Here's Talso. Talso up the middle down to the 40. Good enough for another Panther first down. Jaden Hammonds on the tackle, and the chains move after a gain of 7 yards.
You know what? Another good run. Open hole. I mean, you got to take it at that point.
For football, as a game, we've seen over the last couple of years the game become more of a pass-heavy design, largely due to the professional level. But for Spring Lake Park, at least statistically, the run game is how they choose to go. Handoff on the right side, Aaron Clausen down to the 35-yard line, a gain of 5 on the play. Into the defense of the Titans, Hawkins and Wessel defensively for Tartan on the coverage. So a gain of 5, it'll be 2nd and 5 from the 35. Line to gain is the 30.
You know what, though? It's kind of easy to see why they're so run heavy. They have several different people who aren't afraid to run it, aren't afraid to get hit, and can make positive gains.
7th play of the drive. Talso under center. And off to Clausen. Clausen up the middle. Hawkins in there again, as is Jaden Hammonds before being driven down. Official will spot it at the 31-yard line. That'll stop them on 2nd down, set up another 3rd down opportunity here for Spring Lake Park and for this Titan defense to force a 4th down. Talso will work out of the pistol here in the backfield. Litke doubles out to the left-hand side with Say and Clausen. Throw on the left side, pass is incomplete as the ball, I believe, tipped at the line by Anthony Wessel, falls incomplete. So that'll set up a 4th down and 1. And the Spring Lake Park offense will stay on the field. It's an interesting play call. You see there, a great jump. It was not by Wessel, but instead by Jaden Hammonds defensively. A nice play by that young man. So the offense will stay on the field. As they'll go loaded in the backfield. Handoff to the right side. That's good enough for a Panther first down. And it's the big man, number 99, Alex Ullman, on the carry down to the 39-yard line. Gain of 29, excuse me. Gain of 2 on the play. And another Panther first down. 3 on this drive.
Just a strong run, right up over the top. And I mean, there wasn't a lot that the Titans could do about it.
1st and 10 for Spring Lake Park from the Tartan 29-yard line. 7:20 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Panthers 41, Titans 0. Talso rolling out of the pressure, throws a pass in, and I almost thought H.A. Burns had that, as pretty tight coverage. Burns has been there all night. Coverage on Aaron Clausen, who the pass was intended for. Burns with some pretty good coverage there. Couldn't quite come away with that interception, though.
Yeah, I think if you're Burns right now, you're thinking, gosh, we needed that. I should have got that.
And you know, that's almost a parallel play to what happened back in the first half, that same position, where instead it was flip-flop. It was Tartan throwing that ball, underthrown in the corner, jumped that route. That's exactly what happened there. But on a cold night, sometimes it can be tough to get there. Talso on the quarterback keeper on 2nd down. Works his way down to the 27-yard line into some Titans. As the ball will be spotted, they give him a generous spot down to the 23-yard line. Gain of 6 on the play. This will be another 3rd down opportunity here for the Panthers, as the line to gain the 19-yard line. So 3rd and 4. We'll see how they choose to approach this. We've seen the pass, we've seen the run. Talso will go back under center as Clausen and himself in the backfield. He'll keep it himself, and a pitch to the right side. Litke, did he stay in bounds? No, he did not. The running option as Talso flipped it to Litke. It's good enough for a first down on 3rd down, but Litke could not keep those feet in to make it a touchdown.
Either way, though, I mean, that was a strong play. You're going to have that on the QB option when you have a quarterback that can run.
It's a cheeky play, too, certainly. However you slice it. So gain of 16 on 3rd down. 3 third-down conversions for Spring Lake Park on this drive. 13th play of the drive. 1st and goal here from the 7-yard line. Handoff. Left side, and follows the blocking. He is short. The official on the near side and the far side agree. Short on the behind the line to gain.
Just short, too, looked like.
And a new running back, Grant Ricker, the 5'9" junior, in, and he'll be for the 14th play of the drive now for Spring Lake Park. Talso. Hand off left side. Touchdown is complete. Ricker with a 1-yard touchdown rush, capping off a 14-play drive. And now 47-0 Spring Lake Park.
Now, if you're that Titan defense or offense, rather, you gotta give your defense some rest.
Well, on anything too, you look at this matchup with Spring Lake Park. You look at an even tougher one with St. Thomas Academy next week. You have to find something to build off of moving forward here.
Absolutely, and I think your optimistic point of this is that, again, for the most part, they have done amazing on downs 1, 2, and 3 at stopping them. But I think figuring out what's going to happen on down 4, ultimately is gonna I don't know, pursue the game one way or another.
This drive summary for the Spring Lake Park Panthers: 14 plays, 6:02 off the clock, 65 yards, and a 1-yard rushing touchdown by number 16, Grant Ricker. The difference here on this drive, And that gives the Panthers, with the extra point as well, 48-0 the lead over Spring Lake Park. And for the Titans, looking to gain some success, you have your quarterback Ethan Kamer. Do you perhaps make a change at quarterback just for the last couple of plays here, the last couple of drives?
I mean, it's not going to hurt. But I think ultimately when you run as much as they have, and really haven't been able to produce as much offense with that as you want, you got to change something.
Say to kick off here for Spring Lake Park can be fielded in a short field, and a chance here back the other way, as on the return, Ibrahim Kaita with the kickoff return. It'll be great field position for Tartan as they'll start 1st and 10 from the 42-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, he did not want to go down, and it took a couple of them to bring him down. And I think if you're are a Titan right now, you build off that. You say, you know what, we're not going to be bullied. We're going to sit here, we're going to get some offense, and we're going to show them that we can score too.
Well, I think the other side of it too is you're looking for players who want to play, who want to show that effort. And certainly on that return, Kaita showed that, hey, I want to be here, I want to play.
Absolutely.
Kamer remains in the game. He'll go under center. Sends a man in motion from left to right. It's A.J. Burns. Kamer gives a handoff into the backfield, into the Spring Lake Park Panther line of the fence. Nice job to spin out of one tackle there, Grissom, before he's met in the backfield by a couple of Panthers, led by a combination of Trayvon McMillar, and Peyton Thompson defensively. Got 1 yard on the play. 2nd down and 9 upcoming.
Once again, though, he shook himself out of several tackles there, and ultimately it took 3-4 guys to pull him down.
Well, it's wonderful athleticism, too. Certainly by Grissom. And as the Titans start looking towards their playoff matchup and looking into 2022, certainly want to find those pieces so that way next year's team, the results are just a little better. Handoff again to Grissom. Grissom across the 45, still turning the legs. There's some athleticism there. Cross midfield down to the 48-yard line. Big gain of 6. And we'll have 3rd and 1 here for the Titans.
Strong run. Again. I mean, he's not going down.
So a gain of 8 on the play. It'll be 4th and 1 for the Titans in the first half. They had a total of 3 third down opportunities, did not convert on any. So 3rd and 1 here for the Titans from the Spring Lake Park 48-yard line. First time for the Titans on the Spring Lake side of midfield since their opening drive. Whistle blow, flag flies. We'll see which way this goes.
I think he jumped on the outside.
False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty, replay 3rd down.
And our mic'd up official says indeed, false start. That'll back up the Titans 5 back to their own 47-yard line. 2nd penalty assessed to either side this evening, both of which though on Titans, as they'll now approach a 3rd and 6. So for the Titans on 3rd down, perhaps we'll see a pass here?
I'd like to say you almost need to. Statistics show run here.
So here's 3rd and 6 under center. Man in motion goes A.J. Burns. We've seen this throw to the left side. That's exactly what they do. A.J. Burns trying to spin out of it, trying to escape the pressure. He's got speed, trying to turn on the Jets, but the Panthers collapse on A.J. Burns, and a huge tackle for loss will force a Titans punt.
I mean, that's kind of a case of trying to make something out of nothing. They were on him so quick. Unfortunately, he ran into his own blocker and just couldn't escape from there.
Well, and a week ago against Assembly Spartans, that little end-around play where you see A.J. Burns move from right to left and kind of stand perpendicular to the line of scrimmage and go like that little soft pass in the flat, that worked so well for them a week ago. But the speed has to be there, and A.J. Burns, the speed was there, he just went backwards instead of forwards. Here's a punt on 4th down. So take a bounce as it'll go down to the 30. We'll take a roll, continuing down to the 20-yard line, and a beautiful punt by number 15, Anthony Wessel, as the ball will be down inside the 20, and Spring Lake Park will take over 1st and 10 from their own 17-yard line.
Yeah, that was a great punt with a perfect roll. You know, I think this is one of the first times that the Spring Lake Panthers have a long field to work with, at least longer than they've seen all night. So let's see if maybe that kind of wears them down.
Prior to this, their worst starting field position was their own 35-yard line. They start 1st and 10 from their own 17 here with 2:46 remaining in quarter number 3. Panthers 48, Titans 0 here on a Friday night. Whistle blows, timeout, Spring Lake Park, their second here of half number 2. And I guess if you're looking for concerns for Spring Lake Park.
Timeout, Spring Lake Park, that's their second.
This is the second drive now where they've started in the second half by taking a timeout because of miscommunication from the offensive line and from the quarterback. So if there's anything to be critical about for Spring Lake Park, it's got to be when you go to the field to start a drive, you got to be ready to go.
Absolutely. You got to hustle to the ball, you got to be there, and you got to be set.
Hello again to the 85 of you watching on youtube.com/Suburban Community Channels. We appreciate your viewership, and we appreciate you tuning in on this Friday night. We certainly hope that your Friday has gone well.
Thanks.
1st and 10 for the Panthers from the 17-yard line. Handoff to the right side, up the middle. Nice tackle made by number 15, Anthony Wessel, defensively for Tartan. Gain to the 21-yard line, so a gain of 4 on 1st down. So it'll set up a 2nd down and 6. And again, the running game so prolific for Spring Lake Park. Their next matchup against Robbinsdale Armstrong, the 9th-ranked Robbinsdale Armstrong team. Certainly a big matchup in Section 6A and in that conference. So here's 2nd down and 6. Their center, Talso. Keep the ball himself. Talso gains to the 30. He's got one blocker before daylight. A.J. Burns spins out of Burns' tackle. Talso still going, spins out of more tackles. Talso still going down to the 40, and a touchdown saving tackle by number 6, Tyler Thang. But a huge run for Spring Lake Park down to the 39-yard line. Huge gain of 48 yards on the play. 1st down, Panthers.
Wow. I mean, that was an explosive run, and it seemed like, I mean, he had blockers, he spun out of tackles, he just, once again, he didn't want to go down.
1st down for the Panthers from the Titan 39-yard line. And off to the right side as the gas stays on for the Panthers. Ricker, the ball carrier, this time down to the 30-yard line, so a gain of 9 on 1st down, 2nd down, and 1 upcoming. As the clock winds, 1:10, 1:11 remaining here. And it's not just the offensive running ability for Spring Lake Park, it's that offensive line for the Panthers too that are creating those holes and keeping those defensive linemen for Tartan locked up and engaged, so that way there can be a big chance at a big play. Here on a quick little hitter is Keelan Conkler as he gets out of bounds, and a great tackle on that far sideline, but good enough for another Panther 1st down. And on both sides of the ball, it's this young man, Jesse Hawkins, who has been showing great effort tonight with another. That's a textbook tackle there by Hawkins. That's wonderful stuff.
Absolutely. I mean, you don't go low to try to take out their legs. You don't, you know, half tackle with one arm. No, you wrap and you pull. Like, it's fundamentals.
2nd 1st down of the drive, 6th 1st down of the quarter for the Spring Lake Park Panthers. Reaching forward there on that running opportunity down to the 16-yard line. The ball carrier, again, is number 16 on the last drive, Grant Ricker, who capped off the first drive of a 14-play drive for a touchdown, as they'll come here to the near sideline. And a very quick run, heavy 3rd quarter means that we're done with the 3rd quarter relatively quickly. But the score still remains 48-0 Spring Lake Park over Tartan as we head to the 4th quarter.
Yeah, I mean, I think at the 4th quarter here, we gotta see some defense and gotta get the offense back out.
All Panthers tonight at the end of the 3rd quarter. Spring Lake Park 48, Tartan 0. This is your home for Tartan Titan football.
You know, a lot of people say when you're going somewhere, you don't want to look back. But I beg to differ. For her to see her father celebrate his graduation, it's the best feeling in the world. I can't lie and say it was easy. But sometimes you just have to stop everything and take it in. I looked at everything in a different light. And I realized it started with me going back and getting my high school diploma.
Spring Lake Park keeping the offense on, keeping the foot on the gas here, 48-0, the Panthers leading. And on the first down, the handoff is given to number 8, Braden Comer, as he will get all the way down to the 11-yard line. Chains will move again, another first down on a gain of 13 as the Chains continue to move with Jordan Gustafson. I'm Alex Westhead. Spring Lake Park leading over the Tartan Titans by a score of 49-0 here in the fourth quarter. As we will have a whistle and a timeout taken by the Titans, as the Titans had too many players on the field. In fact, there may have been an injury on there as the young man had to hustle off the sideline to get the whistle to avoid the penalty. So first and 10 from the 11 here for Spring Lake Park. If you're joining us late, or if you're joining us over the course of the broadcast, it's been all Panthers over the course of this one. As we look back over the course of the game, 7 drives for Spring Lake Park. All 7 have resulted in touchdowns, 4 through the air, 3 on the ground. The offense has been dual threat, it's been potent, and it's been absolutely top-notch in Class 5A tonight.
Absolutely. There's not a lot to be critical of when it came to their offense. I mean, the Titans have played good defense. It's not that they haven't. They're just getting wore down.
So it'll go first and 10 here from the 11. Talso will go back under center. His backfield is Clausen and Comer. Handoff. Comer working his way in. Great stutter step move, and he's in for another Spring Lake Park Panther touchdown, as it's 54-0, and the Panthers have the 50-burger against the Titans.
Yeah. Not sure what a 50-burger is, but it sounds great.
So Comer with the rushing touchdown. Lowered the shoulders, lowered the helmet, found his way on in. For Comer, that'll be his first rushing touchdown on the night. That'll cap off the 6-play drive for Spring Lake Park. Extra point. Comer's right-footed kick is up, and it is good. And with that, 55-0, Spring Lake Park over the Tartan Titans. And the clock stopped at 11:03 and now running here in the fourth quarter. And so the Titans will have the offense back onto the field. A Titan offense certainly looking to have some success moving into next Wednesday's conference matchup against the St. Thomas Academy Cadets, in a matchup with huge playoff implications for both teams. As really in Section 4-5A, I don't think the Tartans' playoff fate is decided yet as far as seeding goes. A win or a strong showing may certainly affect the outcome of that one, but of course we'll wait and see what happens here. So the Titans will take to the field again. Clock winding, clock running for Spring Lake Park as they look to improve their standing in 6-5A. Currently would be the number 3 seed in the 6-5A playoffs. Rogers and Park Center both entering play today at 5-1 overall. And Rogers number 3 via Minnesota-Scores.net's QRF ranking. So this win will certainly help their standing in 6. But otherwise, a road home game against Buffalo would be on tap for the Panthers following the regular season. Here to kick off, once more Connor Smith. Smith, a line drive here to the near side. Fielded by Grissom. Grissom, nice spin move, trying to continue to work his way forward before the Panthers able to get to him. Whistle blows. And the Tartan drive will start first and 10 from their own 27-yard line. Down the field first, number 44, Josh Lack, defensively for Spring Lake Park. And the drive will start first and 10 for the Titans.
Just kind of interested to see what they can do here. Got to get that ball moving. Maybe throw it a couple times. Try something else.
First ever meeting between Tartan and Spring Lake Park. This one will go down as a win for the Spring Lake Park Panthers. They'll improve to 5-2. Still be 1-1 in the Suburban Blue. For the Titans, they'll fall to 1-6, 0-4 in their Suburban Gray conference. As Kamer goes under center. As Chacon in the backfield, further back is Houston. Sends a man in motion, DeMarco Celli. Handoff is to Houston. Houston met in the backfield, and the effort continues by the Spring Lake Park Panthers. Number 43, Nolan Hendrickson, into the backfield as he got back just shy of the original line of scrimmage and then was spun back for a loss of 2 on the play. Second down upcoming.
I'm not sure if that play hasn't worked all night. You got to change it up here.
Well, and you feel for Tartan, it's a far cry from 2 years ago when you had a offensively great team and a defensively great team, and so far there's a lot of younger players that just need that experience to get better and improve their standing.
Oh, absolutely. I think age always plays a huge factor in the outcome of games. Good little play we got going on right there, though. But yeah, I think if you can, have a year, a two-year, whatever it takes you to really learn the game and learn to read the plays and whatever else it is, I mean, you're going to have more success.
Houston, the ball carrier, gain of 8 on the play. It'll set up a 3rd down and 4. The Titans, just one drive in the second half, was a 3-and-out that resulted in a punt. And this will be another 3rd down opportunity. Titans without a 3rd down conversion as of yet today. Here's 3rd and 4 for the Titans. Kamer back under center as Houston in the backfield. As a pitch will come here to Houston on the near side. Houston trying to follow his blocking. He's got a 1st down to the 40. Houston trying to turn the outside edge. Forced out of bounds. But a big play on 3rd down for the first 3rd down conversion of the night for the Tartan Titans. They're at midfield and a gain of 17 by number 81, Deshaun Houston.
It was a heck of a run. He waited for his blocks, and he did exactly what he was supposed to do there. And you know what? He created a spark for the offense, hopefully.
Clock continues to wind at 6:36 and counting here to go in the 4th quarter of play. Spring Lake Park 55, Tartan 0. The Titans come to the line here, 1st and 10 at midfield. Kamer will go under center as Houston in the backfield. Out to the right will be Jaden Hammonds. All the way out to the left, DeMarco Celli. On the run to the left side, Houston trying to cut it back, working his way over the middle, and spun around a couple of times. Great play on great persistent pursuit by Nolan Hendrickson for the tackle for loss down to the 48-yard line. A loss of 2 on the play. 2nd down and 12 upcoming for Spring Lake Park.
Good defense. I mean, they knew it was going to be a run play, and they were waiting for it.
So the Titans will come back to the line here with a 2nd down and 12. This already will be tied for the longest drive of the game for the Tartan Titans at 5 plays. As they'll come to the line. Kamer under center. We'll have Daniel Lentz as the fullback. This time the running back, Caleb Chacon. Receivers out to the left on the far side, DeMarco Celli, as well as number 15, Anthony Wessel. And off here, Chacon. Chacon lowers the helmet with a nice stiff arm on the first attempt at the tackle by Markel Taylor for a gain of 5 back to the 47-yard line. A 4th and 7, but a nice gain of 5 on that play by number 24, Caleb Chacon.
Yeah, it didn't get a lot of yards, but I mean, he definitely showed that he wasn't going to go down easy. He made a couple power moves, and yeah, it was a great run.
3rd down for Tartan, 1 for 4 tonight on 3rd down. We haven't seen a passing attempt by Ethan Kamer since the first drive for Tartan of the 2nd quarter. Kamer goes back under center. Man in the backfield is Grissom. Trips out here to the right-hand side. There's movement on the line. Flag flies a little bit late. This will be a false start. It'll back the Titans up 5.
I think he just got a little bit too excited, jumped a little bit.
On the offense. 5-yard penalty, replay, 3rd down.
And we've talked tonight about how well Spring Lake Park has done. 0 penalties against Spring Lake Park tonight. They've played literally a perfect game tonight by the Spring Lake Park Panthers.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're definitely well coached. And I think it's all Yeah, I don't really know what else to say about them.
Well, for Spring Lake Park, they've made the state tournament 6 of the last 7 seasons, not including 2020 because there was no tournament a year ago. Kamer rolling out to pass, unleashes a shot down the middle of the field. Nice completion there. Going the way, DeMarco Shelley. Touchdown, Titans. And the scoreboard is finally broken for Tartan as they're on the scoreboard. And they now trail 55-6. Beautiful pass, Ethan Kamer to DeMarco Shelley for 6.
That was a great read. Good block to get him around the edge there, and the rest was his wheels. He was able to get there. Yeah, absolutely beautiful.
And look at how Shelley, too, on that run just found his way into the backfield and found that hole in that zone for Spring Lake Park. That's just a perfect executed play by the Tartan Titans. Kamer's snap spot kick is up by Burback, and it is good. And with that, 55-7 the score now, with under 3 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. And good, certainly, for the Tartan Titans to come away with points tonight.
Yeah, you know, I think that's what they needed. I think they needed to remind themselves, hey, look, you know what? We're a good football team. We can score. Way to go up and get that. Good block there on the edge. The rest, like I said, he just ran it right in.
So a drive for the Tartan Titans that took, thanks to a running clock, 6 minutes off the clock, results in a beautiful 52-yard pass from Ethan Kamer to DeMarco Shelley for the touchdown. And certainly like to see that too. Like to see everybody having fun, and certainly for Tartan. The final score certainly won't be that, but just for that brief moment, that success on the football field.
Oh, absolutely. I think it was huge for them to come away with points. You know, it may have taken a while, but again, like I said, they proved to themselves, hey, look, we can do this.
So for Spring Lake Park, their matchup next week, pivotal. A matchup against the number 9th ranked team in Class 5A, Robbinsdale Armstrong at 5-1. Their loss this year to Robbinsdale Cooper, the widest margin of defeat at 35-7 since 2017. So this is a team that comes away with big wins, but when they lose, it's usually pretty close. As on the kickoff return, can be fielded here down to the 35-yard line. The Spring Lake Park Panther drive will start, short as it may be, at the 30-yard line. But for Spring Lake Park, improving to 5-2 on the year, that matchup with Robbinsdale Armstrong will be a big stand for the Panthers to be able to prove where they stand and hopefully make what will be a 7th consecutive state tournament appearance.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
so we'll have a new quarterback that'll drop under center here for the Panthers is number 22, Nathaniel Weniger will be in at quarterback. So he'll keep the ball, or give the ball rather, to Sam Coles, the sophomore running back. Clock will continue to wind, 40 seconds. I think Spring Lake Park needs to run one more play here. As number 92, Matthew Buren, is actually the quarterback. That you don't see a player with number 92 under center, but that's what it is. So here's Buren dropping under center. And off to the right side, it's kept here by number 18, Francisco Fernandez. As he will run the ball up the middle, the whistle will blow. The horn will sound in about 13 seconds. And the student section here on the near side of the Spring Lake Park Panthers waving farewell. And the Titans doing the same on the other sideline. But a matchup that from the opening drive for Tartan, that was about as close as it got. Spring Lake Park is a really, really good football team.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, it was nice to see him, you know, get rid of that goose egg and make something of that last drive.
Our camera crew tonight. On cameras, Chris Stoltzman and Ian Felix. In the truck, David Schuyler and Arlen Becker. My good buddy Jordan Gustafson with me, Alex Westhead here from Tartan High School. Jordan, final thoughts before we go as the Titans head into a matchup on Wednesday against a very talented St. Thomas Academy Cadets team that favors to be a state tournament favorite and state championship favorite in 5A.
I mean, I think the only thing you can do at this point is forget it. Forget this game. Well, you know, not even forget this game. Learn from this game and figure out what we can do better as a football team.
While you may not be able to see it at home, this was me and Jordan's second annual fancy night. Here, as we are both dressed in full suit, you can find me on Twitter at Alex Westhead to see that picture and see how fancy we look this evening. Thanks for joining us. The final score once more, Spring Lake Park 55, Tartan 7. This is your home for Tartan Titan football.